Okay, the terminal prompt. This is a very basic series of videos about the terminal. The terminal is where I live in my daily work. So I am very familiar with it, and I want to share some of my tips every day, a little tip, one per day. So let's start with a tip about the terminal prompt. What is the prompt? What is a prompt? The prompt is a symbol. It's a symbol that terminal sends to the screen when it wants to say that it's waiting for some command. For example, this is the Linux terminal prompt. The prompt is having too much attention today because many AI tools are popularizing this term. For example, heard you may have heard about ChatGPT or Midjourney. Both of these tools offer you a prompt where you send some kind of comments. Operational systems like Linux also offer you a programming uh, a prompt that gives you uh, more than uh, a possibility to write a simple command. You can write uh, an entire program within the terminal. So when you receive a terminal prompt, it's saying to you that it is expect your command, which can also be a series of commands in a form of program. To explain this concept, I will show you how to create some functions that will offer you a way to change the terminal prompt. So let's do it. Okay, in the open terminal, you can see the prompt here on the screen. It's not a simple prompt because it shows you too much information. In that case, you are seeing, for example, my user, my the host name where I am logged in, the identifier of the terminal, and the current time, and also the directory I am logged, the directory and where I am in. My goal here right now is to simplify this prompt. But before doing that, uh, I want to save. I want to save the correct value of this prompt. How can I do this? Well, it's straightforward. It's straightforward. I create a variable that stores the value of this prompt. Let's call it old PS1 with capital letters. And after that, let's assign the value of the variable PS1 to it. Uh, this this variable PS1 stores the value, the current value of the prompt. So I can change the value PS1 with another value that I want. For example, a dollar sign, a simple dollar sign. So let's try this. Old PS1 receives the value of the variable PS1. Okay. And PS1 receives a simple string with a dollar sign and a space. Enter. So I changed my prompt to a value much more simple. And you can imagine how can I change back to the original value. It's very simple too. So I can just take PS1, just uh, put this comment. PS1 receives the value of old PS1. And after that, I changed back my prompt to the complex prompt. Okay, we are taking baby steps. Right now, I want to create a function that simplifies the change of the prompt I did in my previous step. So, what is a function, and how can I write my how can I write one that the terminal understands? I will demonstrate this in some ways. Let's start by using the terminal powers without using any text editor. So I can create a function by typing it directly into the terminal in this way. For example, simple prompt. Simple prompt will be a function, and the old PS1 variable will receive the value of the variable PS1, and PS1 will receive the value of a string with a dollar sign and a space. And after that, I close the function. So when I open the function blocks here, I close it here. Okay. Then I type enter, and now I can invoke the function. Very simple. This one. I can use the tab, and the prompt, the terminal gives me the opportunity to complete the command for me. So I can type simple prompt and enter here, and my prompt was changed to a simple format. So I can also create a function that uh, change changes my value to the original. So let's create this function original prompt, uh, and PS1 will receives the old PS1, and after that I will unset the value or the variable old PS1. When I use the unset command here, um, these commands destroy the variable old PS1. That means this variable will be deleted and will not exist anymore in the current terminal. So I will invoke this function original prompt here, and my prompt gets back to the original. So I can start to call both functions to see if it's changed the value of the prompt. So I can start simple prompt. After that, my prompt is simple again. Original prompt, simple prompt, and that's it. Okay, you should notice that the terminal helps us to complete the command when we press the tab key. We can also use the type command to print the definition of these functions. For example, I can write type simple prompt, And this give me uh, the the definition of the function simple prompt. I can use type original prompt, and again, I have the definition of this function. The type command is very similar to the command. When I command dash v, it's the same as the type command. Command dash v simple prompt and command dash v original prompt. Okay, uh, but I can also delete the function of the context of the terminal context. How can I do this? I can use the unset command in the same way that I used to delete a variable, but with dash f argument. So unset dash f and the name of the the function simple prompt. So if I try to use the type command again, type simple prompt, I can't use the tab anymore because the simple prompt does not exist in my terminal again. So type simple prompt, simple prompt is not found, but I can try type original prompt and it's exists, but I will destroy it using the unset dash f to destroy this function. So if I try to use type in original prompt right now, I will receive a not found error here. Okay. Okay. Now that we destroyed the functions, these two functions, removing them from the terminal, uh, from the context of the terminal, we can ask ourselves, is it possible to recover them? And the answer is yes, we can. We can also save these functions to a file, and after that, use them. Let's try this. Uh, the terminal keeps the history of the recent commands so I can navigate through the last emitted commands by pressing the up arrow key until we find one that we want. So I will try this. For example, here I have the definition of the original prompt and the definition of the simple prompt. Okay, but I can after finding this definition, I can use another command uh, to save it to a file. This command is the cat command. The cat command can be used with this intention, and I will show you how. There is a feature of the terminal called here doc, and we can redirect what we put inside the block of any command using this feature. So by shifting the content of this block to the cat, and after that also redirecting the output the cat command to a file, we can create one. We can create a file. So let's try this. I can use the cat command, redirecting the inputs of a here document. Uh, don't be disturbed by this syntax right now because you will know that will be uh, more more simpler when you have more familiarity, when you get more familiar with these comments. So I will redirect the output of the cat command to a file, and the file will be named prompt functions.sh. Okay, so here I can navigate again using the history, and you will see that I can use the simple prompt here again. And after that, I will write the command L end of file that I put here. And after that, the command will be this command will save a file with named prompt functions.sh. So I can use the cat prompt again to show the contents of this file. Or maybe I can also simplify this. This I can also show this output by using this command. Uh, I will not. I will not bother you with another tricks right now. I will try this in other videos. But so you see, you saw that I have the contents of this file here. I want to modify this file by inserting the contents of the original prompt function inside it too. So I can use the cat command again, and I will modify this comment because I want to append another content to the file prompt functions. So here I will use this double greater than signal to append and not to create a file. Okay, so after that I will navigate to the definition of the command's original prompt. Okay, I found it, and right now I will use the eoff command. So here I have the prompt functions with the two functions defined. And okay, I know it sounds too much complicated. Of course, to understand this better, you will have to get the fundamentals first. And for example, you should uh, you should know better the redirections symbols that I use it in these examples. Uh, this double um, greater than signals and the this signal too. But when you get more practice with the terminal, all the things come very simple, but very simple and naturally. So well, sure, you can use any text editor you want to do the same thing. To do the same thing, you can use any text editor. For example, I use Vim or NVim to edit a file. And well, after save this file, you can tell the terminal to use it to define the functions again. But the question is how? How can I use these prompt functions to input these two functions inside the context of the terminal again? Oh, it's very simple. For this we can use the source command or the dot command. It's the same. It's the same as the source command. So let me show you how we can do this. So here we have the prompt functions defined. We don't have right now. We don't have the simple prompt and the original prompt and the original prompt functions defined in the context of the terminal, but we want to load or these functions in the context of this terminal. So we can use the source command, source dot prompt functions. The dot slash prompt functions indicates that we are trying to locate the file inside the current directory. Okay, so after this command, I can use the original prompt again. And of course, we can also call the simple uh, prompt. Okay. Uh, this we have also a short a short a short way to call the source function, and we can call in this way using the dot command dot plot functions. It's the same. It's the same that the source, but it's more short and more simple. But of course, it's more enigmatic, like like many things in the terminal. Okay. Okay. The last thing that I want to explain in this video is how we can append these functions into the terminal to use them automatically. Also, I want to implement the following feature. Um, when I open a new terminal, if there a file called simple prompt inside my home directory, I want that the terminal invokes the function simple prompt and change the prompt for me automatically. So to create this feature, I will use my text editor to modify the prompt functions and create another function that will give me this functionality. Um, Using my favorite text editor, Vim, I will format the code inside the prompt function and call it in the final uh, of this file. So let's try this. Okay, uh, this is the function that we wrote. I will start the code here and format format the code in a better way to see it's where to see it's in the form that we wrote it in the past. Okay. So I am removing the semicolons because it's not necessary right now. Okay, uh, next I will create another function, and this function will be called prompt. Yeah, this function will receive an argument indicating the operation that I want to do. In the case of the operation is simple, I will call the simple prompt function. Also, I will create the file I will create a file in my home directory that is called simple prompt, but with a dot in front of the name of the file, so it will not be listed in my home directory without a dash a passed to the ls command. And in the case of operation being original, I will call the original prompt function, and also remove the file simple prompt. In any other case, I will notify the argument that the argument that he passes to the prompt function is invalid. Okay, so let's implement this function. Uh, I will call it this function. I will call this function prompt. Okay, it will receive an argument, and this argument will be tested with a case. A case, it's like a switch in programming language like C, C++, Java. So here I will use the case statement, the case to test if the argument, the first argument passed to this function is uh, is something like simple or maybe original, original, or any other value. Okay, so in case uh, in case of the argument is simple, I will I will invoke the simple prompt function and also create a file called simple prompt inside my home directory. Okay, but I will use this the name of this file in other points of this code. So I will create a file a variable here called uh, simple or maybe file. Yeah, file. File will be simple prompt. Okay, so this is the way that I can. This is the way that I can create this variable. Okay, and in the case of the argument passed to prompt is original, I will call the original prompt, and also removes that file. Okay. In any other case, I will uh, put a message to the user, invalid argument, and inform the argument here. Okay, and also I will call the prompt function automatically if the file if the file exists in my home directory. If the file exists, then I will invoke the prompt function passing the parameter simple to it. Okay. Well, uh, I don't have to modify the the I don't have to modify the old PS1 variable if it already exists. So I can uh, use a check here if old PS1 or if the variable old PS1 exists, then uh, if it doesn't exist, then I will create it. Okay, and similarly, if the variable old PS1 exists here, then I will unset this variable. Okay, well, uh, well. The last thing that I want to do is to test this implementation. And to test this implementation, I need to modify uh, the bashrc uh, the bashrc file because uh, in this file is invoked automatically by terminals in the Linux system when the default configured shell is bash. So modifying this file automatically execute commands defined in this prompt functions .sh. Uh, okay, so how can I do this? I will write this file and open the dash rc file, and here I will call my implementation, which is located in my prompt functions.sh. That's it. So right now I can test this implementation. Let's do this. How can I test this? Well, uh, one way is to open another terminal. And to open another terminal, I can use another tool that I use a lot in my daily work, which is the tmux. Tmux is a terminal multiplexer. It's a software. It's a very good software that has many features. And uh, for example, I can use tmux here. Uh, but before I test, let me check. Oh, I have a file called simple prompt here. I will remove it. Okay. And if I call tmux right now, I know that the function will not automatically call the prompt function that I wrote because the file simple prompt dot the file simple prompt does not exist in my home directory. But if I call the prompt function with any argument, maybe kkk, it's an invalid argument, but I can use the prompt passing the parameter simple, and voila, this changed my prompt to a simple prompt. And when we call the prompt using the original, it it changed my prompt to the back to the original prompt. Okay, that's that's what I want. But I want to create I want to define a prompt as simple. And when I open another terminal, I want that this terminal uh, automatically opens with this simple prompt. Okay, so let's create another prompt here, another terminal here, and this terminal open it with the simple prompt. So the program it's okay. Well, so that's it for this video, and I know it's very complicated for a single for a simple person that does not have knowledge in programming, but it's a way that you can understand that the terminal it's a programming environment, okay? And any good programmer in the world should be capable to use a terminal in this form because it's a senior level indicator. Okay. Thank you very much for using for watching me in this video. Bye bye.